We're talking about moon energy. Um, I want to say, first of all, thank you and salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. This platform is here for melanated people practicing the ATRs. What's up, Jeremy? Thank you for being with us. And this is really geared for the development of melanated people. What's up, Mother Susan, Gemini in the house? When it comes down to this particular platform, I'm Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the pastor and apostle of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my manifestations come through energy, frequency, and vibration. Um, this this is geared to men, but this is also for women. And let me explain. What's up, Nisi? What's up, Demetrius? What's up, Ryan? What's up, Sierra? Thank you guys for joining us. I want you to know I'm a Sagittarius, Moon in Aries, and rising sign Pisces, and what that should mean to you. I have a agenda for our people through universal laws that we, no matter where we are, what place that you are in your development when it comes to spirituality, it is so important that you understand universal laws. Before ATR, understanding universal laws apply to everybody. And as a male African American in the United States, I'm 52 years old. I've been doing magic a very, very, very long time. And I've been manifesting at a very young age. What's up there, Sunflower? If you give me the opportunity today, because I'm pushing, I got to get my classes done. But out of all the truth that I have displayed on this platform, there's only a few men that actually embrace. They'll listen to me, but they are on the background, and they're really watching how women respond to me. So I'm gonna break. Majority of my platform is supported by women, black women. I have support from some black men. And I want to give you some clarity today, because in order for you to learn what masculine energy is, for you to recognize it in your traditions, whether it's Shango, whether it's Ogun or Chosi, whether it's Ogun Fare, just like you have to understand and recognize feminine energy, you need to understand what is masculine energy. As a woman, you need to understand what is masculine energy and how you manifest that. Because my air signs and my fire sign are masculine energy in a woman. And I'm just going to say some things that may offend you if you have not been raised in that energy. You have not been developed in that energy. But the only way that we're going to be able to benefit from this energy and not be called patriarchal, understanding the role of masculine energy, we got to first have clarity. So whether you're in Kamdamle, Kimbanda, Obia, Kabbalah, a lot of this stuff It's because we don't have history and you don't understand the scientific approach when it comes down to magic and manifestation. Thank you for hitting that like button. And we're going to talk about masculine energy in the ATRs and why it is essential. Just like the role of the feminine energy is important, also what masculine energy in your manifestation. So, in a nutshell, masculine energy is a spiritual and energetic that is associated with the principle. This is the behavior of masculine energy. It is ambition, action, and logic. The left hemisphere of your brain. I'm going to say this again. Masculine energy is spiritual energy with association with the principle of ambition, action, and logic. It is a driving force for taking initiative, making decisions, pursuing goals, strength, assertiveness, and the focus on the external world. So I'm going to say some stuff. It don't matter how much you go to the gym. Build your body up. That does not constitute you have masculine energy. Muscles have nothing to do with masculine energy. It is a bodily exercise where you do repetition and muscle has memory. You can be able to bench press 500 pounds and not have masculine energy. I want you to know what it is and what it is not. It doesn't make... The reason why you're a male is because of hormones. Testosterone. Because right now, if your husband, if your cousin, if your dad, if your brother starts taking estrogen, he's gonna get boobs. He's gonna start getting softer because it's a hormone. Masculine energy is when you tap into your left hemisphere, and this consists of what? Taking initiative. This is why I tell women all the time, and this is why I lose people. You're never going to tap into extraterrestrial. You're never going to maximize your potential as a melanated man or woman because you don't understand what energy is. This is why men walk around with Timberlands trying to portray masculine energy. It's not what you wear that makes you masculine energy. It's your energy, frequency, and vibration. This is why you don't understand Shango. This is why you don't understand Ogun or these other male energies. Plants have masculine and feminine energy. That's why root workers and conjurers, we use other plants based off what we're trying to manifest. You can't get a plant or a tree that is feminine and try to direct chaos energy. You have to utilize masculine energy to direct chaos energy, which is feminine energy. And if you want to birth something together, then you get a feminine energy and a masculine energy, and then you bring them together. And then another energy is birth. This is science. This is not my opinion. I don't know what that means. Another just handle this. Okay. So let me get back. Somebody put some, and let me explain something to melanated people. Non-melanated people are not concerned about your personal development. Every time you look at a non-melanated man and looking for his rendition of masculine energy, you keep forgetting his cellular structure is receptive. Therefore, your masculinity or your masculine energy is going to be quite differently than his. And his logic is very different from your logic, because your logic was trained or supposed to be trained up on the universal laws. And this is why we did not have the contention of male and female. All we understood that a man or woman born could have masculine or feminine energy or both. This is why this is important. When you're trying to manifest certain things with masculine energy and you have no understanding or very little understanding, when you see masculine energy in operation, it says it has ambition. That's why you won't be telling your son, you need to pipe down. Or let me tell you something. Lions, tigers, they don't have this problem. The males know why they nurture from their mother. They learn how to hunt from their mother, and they immediately, when they get bigger, they take the role to protect and to provide. I don't care if you gay, I don't care if you straight, I don't care if you bi. That's your orientation. I'm talking about the energy and the frequency and the vibration. This is why people don't have an understanding. And when they see Obatala, Obatala has a masculine side, and then he has a feminine side. Oya, my crown, Orisha, she's a woman, but she has a very masculine energy. We were never, as African Americans, in African science, we were never interested. Only one thing, the manifestation of that energy and how it's going to manifest and bring certain things to pass. That's all. We kept it simple. And that's why we developed. That's how our consciousness developed. That's why our brains were so smart as people, because we understood the energy and how it flows in our crown chakra. This right here, our Ori, this is what spirit or energy rules over your head. This is why I talk about your rising sign. But you can flow in and out of masculine and feminine energy depending on what you guys have a need for. And this is so important. And I'm going to say this. You cannot dress to be perceived as masculine. And I've said this before. Energy does not lie. This is why when you engage with a masculine woman of energy, if you have not developed your masculinity, you have not identified yourself for who you are, then you're going to be running around here doing things. From the gym, you're taking testosterone that makes you a male. That doesn't mean that you're enhancing or developing or increasing in masculine energy. You can have all of that and still be feminine. This is why I used to make the joke. I said he muscular for no reason. He ain't built no house. He ain't built no shed. He ain't helped no old lady cross the street. You're just strong for absolutely no reason. I take that back. You got a reason why you're doing it. And you're not trying to attract feminine energy. Because men had a purpose of why they want to get stronger. When your reasoning is your aesthetic, it has nothing to do with provision. It has nothing to do with protection. It has, because you can go to a karate class and be my size and learn how to defend yourself. You want the appearance of mass to psychologically make this person think you can fight. Your big arm doesn't mean you can fight. Bruce Lee was not a big man. My father was not a big man. If you don't have energy flowing in you and looking at the world as something for you to protect, and this is why, and women gonna get mad. This is why that women take more initiative, because they're more tapped into their masculine energy than most men are, because of survival. The fact I have said over and over, and kudos to Demetrius, Ryan, Bo, because I look at energy. When men take the initiative and function in their energy, gay straight up by, when it comes to conjure, these people are always in position to protect and provide. You telling your son to be a man, and he don't understand what it is to be a man. He's learning what it is to be a male. His way of thinking. One of the things I'm very proud of in my family that I have seen over and over and over, and I'm talking about from men that work the streets, from men that have professional business, they all have a mindset of protect and provide, even down to their sisters. Men can, in relationship with women like that, can only go so far because they have other men that are willing to provide and protect. You're gonna get less mistreatment from another man, whether that's your husband, boyfriend, or whatever. When you have men that think like men, when they understand action, when they understand logic, when they understand ambition, when they understand pursuing goals. And this is what I say to women all the time. Men have to be developed. Just because he's a male that you can have sex with doesn't mean he's a man in the way he thinks. He's looking for you to provide because he's being a male. When he has masculine energy, Shango is going to be the first on the line. Male spirits that have masculine energy are going to be protectors. Your brother can be as gay as they come and be more provider and a protector than your straight uncle. Because it's energy, it's frequency, it's vibration. That's what we're supposed to be tapped in and develop. So when we do conjure, and I'm doing protection work, that's why I'm utilizing a lot of fire. Most women, when they learn conjure or root work, they learn about firewalls of protection. Because fire element is a dominant male energy. You should never come to my platform if you serious. You should never get a consultation with me if you're serious. Because I'm a fire. Sad. Moon in Aries. Fire. And my rising sign, Pisces. Water. Feminine. If you don't learn how to direct energy, it's because you don't understand masculine energy. The same reason you can't birth an idea or a business, because you don't respect or understand feminine energy. When you want to be taken seriously and you want to truly learn the African sciences, you have to understand that we're talking about energy. We're not talking about aesthetics. We're not talking about a form of godliness and denying the power of masculine energy. That's why you find more men talking behind other men's back than actually having a conversation. The Bible saying in Isaiah, let us reason together. When men operating in logic, they can be reasoned with. But when they're tapped into their feminine energy, it's all about their emotion. My thing is, if I'm going to teach, then I'm going to teach truth. I'm not going to teach what's popular. I'm going to teach what's logic. A man operating in his masculine energy is going to always sit down and count up the cost. He's not going to be persuaded or manipulated by feminine energy to go out and get a car or a house that he know he can't provide for. I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter what type of man you are. When you're operating in masculine energy, frequency and vibration, you're going to direct feminine energy. You're going to direct in manifestation. In all your ways, acknowledge God, and he shall what? Direct your path. Men that keep confusion going on are not operating in masculine energy. This is why you can't look at a man and determine what type of man he is. What you can look at a man and say, I like the aesthetics of this particular man. I like how he wears his beard. I like the fact that he has locks. I like the fact that he has glass. You know, you can be attracted to masculine energy for a plethora of things. And I'm talking about men and women. Men are drawn into other men by their masculine energy. Has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. You have to understand, if a man is operating in this way, you're going to admire him. You're going to learn from him. The fact that I have more women learning my conjure and my spirituality, and these are the same men that want these women to yield themselves for you to feel like a man. You don't want to be a man. You just want somebody to make you feel like a man. And it's not a feeling, it's energy. Because a woman or a man can take orders because they know that the ultimate goal of a man with masculine energy is to provide and to protect. So therefore, he doesn't have to fully understand. He'll understand better by and by, because he's been developed. But when you have not trained your child, and you've trained your daughter to be more of a provider than a person of feminine energy, and the role of feminine energy, then you lose out. I'm going to say this again. When I'm manifesting, I must use masculine energy to move energy from one location to another, to move energy from one person or one place than another. Once again, when men come into another man's cave and show no respect, I'm going to say it again. It says to women and other men that this man does not know how to function in masculine energy. A part of masculine energy is making right decisions. Let me tell you something. When I was going through what I was going through medically, my statement to my sons, because I have all boys, I said, I have the track record. This is how I talk. This is why I believe in putting in the work. Because when people are fearful, when people, all they got is your track record. This is why David came out there in front of Goliath, because of his track record. You want people to trust in you as a man, and you don't have a track record. A man, while he's developing, he knows he can provide for his family because he's a hunter. And he's already caught. He's already apprehended. See, a man, when he finds out who he is and what he is, then he begins to develop and become skillful in that. No man that got self-respect for himself. This is why you see all this invasion. Those are not men. Those are cowards. And they're going to strike where they think they're stronger, where you are weaker. Everybody want to fight Mike Tyson now, in his old age. But you wouldn't stand in the ring with Mike Tyson in his 20s and 30s. You want to fight Mike Tyson in his old age, but you would never get in that ring. A lot of these men that you see are not operating in masculine energy. That's when the concept of alpha male. A kangaroo cannot breed unless he dominates. He shows that masculine energy. And I'm not talking about he's not over there beating her brains out. He's showing that he can protect and provide. You can get a lion's part for conjure, but if that lion has no courage, his energy is no good in conjure. When I go to a male grave, I need to know you a protector and provider. I'm going to say it again. When I go as a necromancer, that's why I go to my dad. He didn't have to live the life I wanted him to live. But he is a provider. I was talking to my sister how he taught her where a man cannot handle her. Learn to take care and survive for yourself. This is masculine energy. He's going to be logical. He's going to be rational. He's going to be sober-minded. He's going to have plans. This is why Trump is able to get away with so much stuff. It ain't just Trump. I'm just showing you an example. He can give you a lot of words and you fall. Where's your plan? Kamala Harris had a plan. But that don't impress you. You want conjurers to tell you or that you're going to accomplish this and make this is going to be happy and all that. But they ain't telling you how to get there. They ain't finding a way for themselves. When you're operating in masculine energy, that's when you send Shango out and you know he's going to handle it. He's not going to sometimes Shango, Scout, Shango or Siete Rayos, they'll use your strength against you. It ain't about storming in and trying to show what kind of strength or power you got, because you gonna well ass whooping. It's like a boxer. He come in there giving everything he got in the first round. Now by the third or fourth round, he fatigued. Just because you got strength, and you got to have skill, you got to have patience, you have to have endurance. You shouldn't have to explain that to a masculine energy, because it is what it does. Left brain, left hemisphere of the brain. This is why I talk to males and trying to get them to understand, don't be intimidated by me in the sense of because I got big energy. You have to develop that energy, and that energy will work for you. It will work with you. It will work to defend you, teach you. But if you're not embracing it, and you're only a man because of hormones, but you don't know how to operate energetically in your masculine energy, then you will never maximize your potential. Each energy has a role to play. That's why we got daytime and we got nighttime. That's why I'm dressed in black and white, yin and yang. Keep trying to show you the correlation to development. This is why women are, in these days, a better provider and protector than most men. Because they're not, let me tell y'all something. I had so many examples, from uncles to my dad to my spiritual dad. This has nothing to do with perfection. It's the energy. It's the wiring of who they are. My uncle had a fighting dog. We didn't know he was a fighting dog because how he behaved around us. My sister used to, when she was little, she used to ride him like a horse. He had never hurt. If we had saw, when my uncle came and got that dog and took that dog to fight, he went from a lamb to a monster. With that, when my uncle said something to him, and he always went for the, he was a pit bull. He always went for the neck of that dog. Them fights ain't last long. And he was a little pit bull. He would run up under them dogs, and they be gone, the dog heaven. That's masculine energy. He can be so gentle and maneuver that chaos energy and get manifestation and turn around and defend that same energy with fear, force, and fierceness. It's an energy. Please. I didn't say you couldn't respect me. What I'm asking, if I'm telling the truth, if I'm displaying conjure, if you want to learn conjure, and when I say conjure, it's being able to utilize energy, frequency, and vibration. You must understand this, because I don't want to have to keep manifesting certain things for you when you can learn from me to do it for yourself. Yes, we all have different hierarchy. We all have different ways to utilize that energy. But I'm explaining to you the delusion. And this is why men get away in this society, because they don't have to tap into their masculine energy. They just need to look like a male. And that's why the responsibilities, this is why I'm going to say something. I'm going to table it. The kingdom of God suffering violence, and the violence take it by force. This is why other violent people in this society can get away, because the males are not tapped in. You think you're going to walk in Shango's, Ogun's village and destroy his stuff, kidnap his women, kill his children, and there's not going to be a response? How do you think that over 500 years you can be? That's why you don't hear about the other wars. Those slaves were taking over those plantations. This is why you don't get that history. And because they want you to believe that black men just sat there and let them. Caucasian people went to other African diaspora to learn what it is to subdue that black men. Because black men didn't just take it. That's how we got the Black Panthers and all this other stuff and all these other society, Masons. Because when you're naturally wired with that energy, your job is to protect and defend. You're not going to take that. And that melanin in your energy is going to pump all the testosterone you need to wear that ass out. And I'm talking about spiritually and naturally, if need be. I can't make your docile of a husband operate in his masculine energy when you are already operating in that energy, and you are going to clash. When you got other women that are not interested in being with a man and gonna lick more pussy than collar got lip up here, telling you you don't need a man because you're not understanding her agenda. She trying to draw your pussy away from the man. People got agendas. While they teach and they share and they exploit your traumas. If you walk into a relationship, and I don't care if it's a spiritual relationship, what you're looking for is that man that understands his masculine energy is there to what? It create ambition, action, and logic. The driving force of that man is going to be able to take the initiative and pursue his goal or purpose. This is why so many black melanated men are so far off their destiny, because that's not important. When he gets some money, you can get a man with money or looking at a man with money. What you don't pay attention to, what he do with his money. If it's not trying to set himself up to provide and protect, he got a car, but you and your kids can't ride in it. He spends his time on the runway of the streets. He matching from head to toe. That's where his obligation is. When people get into war with me, because I'm a nice looking man, I got good decor. But when they get in a war with me and fooling with my energy, they see another side, because they are not expecting black American men, and especially pastors, to have the energy to defend their flock and defend their homeland. It's not about what he talking about. It's his energy. Energy don't lie. I don't care if you got feminine energy. I don't care if you got energy like mine, androgynous. That's how you manifest. That's how I get stuff done. But your wiring, why are you gonna let somebody deep? How do I say this without being offensive? You're in relationships. You're in environments that do not develop you in your masculine energy. And you need to get out of those environments. You got to stop allowing yourself to not understand why it is necessary for you to have the skills. Nobody had to tell Ogun to create, to provide. He knew his purpose. The best thing you can do for your son or people that walk in masculine energy is to let them find out who they are in this earth plane. And then when they understand that, they're going to sharpen their skills until they're proficient to be able to operate in that particular energy. And a lot of things, problems we have in our society, it won't be. And you won't have a hard time attracting feminine energy, whether it's a man or woman. It's energy. It's not my glasses. It's not my attire. It's the energy. The development of that energy. The understanding of the purpose for that energy. When I go around my mom, my sisters, I'm always giving something. I'm always sharing information that is helpful. I'm always trying to strengthen the nest. I'm always trying to encourage them where they're doing good. Feminine energy respects that. And they will provide for your masculine energy. Because that is not, I don't care how strong you think she is. If she's tapping into her feminine energy, she's going to respond to masculine energy. Those are the laws of attraction. Those are universal laws. You don't have to bait and switch if you got it. You can be a midget and pull a feminine woman or man. You float. Because their energy is going to be attracted to your energy. Yin and yang. Representation. But you see the representation together. That's why our symbol was the Ankh. It's always and always has been about energy, frequency, and vibration when it comes to manifestation. While you trying to build your body up, you need to build your spiritual body up with masculine energy. Because it's going to activate a certain aspect of your brain. But you need both. But in order for men to return back to God, nature, so I'm speaking specifically, white men have fooled you. This is why they steal and pillage from country to country to look like a provider. They're parasitic in nature. Masculine energy does not take away from feminine energy. It does not drain her. It empowers her. or feminine energy, I should say it like that. Parasitic behavior allows you to drain from your host. That means they're gonna be always looking for somebody else that has a life force, energy, something to give them. That is not the law and universal law of prosperity, frequency, and vibration. Destroying your people and destroying people for you to live is parasitic. Real magic brings about a greater good, not only for yourself, but others. This is why we have an ancestral lineage the way that we do, because they understood the laws of nature, the application of both energies. And even when we got, some of us got swept up in the boats and came to various of lands, because we understood nature, we were still able to find plants and trees of a masculine energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm going to use Mother Susan as an example. Mother Susan did not raise me, but all the women and men know me as a provider and protector. If you want to get something popping, mess with something that is up under my jurisdiction. I don't bother people. Mess with my clients that have told me that they want to be up under my covering. But I expect you to understand that as strong as Mother Susan is, Mother Susan is 69, about to be 70, as a woman. Mother Susan don't believe you talking to her in that kind of way. She responds to me because of my energy. It's not what I do for her. It's what I am. And my way of thinking. And it allows her to yield to me, even as the mother of the church. She takes care of herself, but she still yields to me because she's watched my decision making over 5 years. She done called me crazy, but my results and my manifestation won her over. This is when somebody can follow you even though that they don't understand everything, because she's not in the ATRS like I am. But she watched my decision making. She watched how I pursue after my goal. This is where confidence, men, come into play. When you're not active, how can she be confident in your manifestation? I'm talking about she, as in your mama, your sister. I'm talking about your female cousins, the people, females on the job. They call me Superman on my job. In the bedroom, my wife called me Superman. But I still get that label, even on my job. They say, Sam, you gonna get it done. I said, why y'all keep putting all this stuff on me? Because you get it done. My masculine energy looks at my responsibility. How many packages I got? Then I decision make how I'm gonna administer these packages to these people in a proficient amount of time. Responsibility does not shake or rattle masculine energy. He can be all man, 4'2", ain't got a muscle nowhere, but he gonna get things done because he's gonna take the initiative. When you see a man always got complaints, always got excuses, he not tapped in. When you find yourself feeling sorry for masculine energy, you're not working with masculine energy. Why you think we still use to this day High John the Conqueror? Because he was witty. And he outwitted the white man. All the deception, he ain't buying to none of that. If you are trying to manifest, you have to understand why I teach the way I teach. At the end of the day, they don't like everything I do. My auntie, mom, they don't like everything my uncles do. But there's a certain level of respect, because they provide and they still protect, no matter what they do. And at the end of the day, sir and ma'am, you want your conjure to be respected. Your decisions making about how you utilize your energy gains you respect. And regardless of who support me, I'm never going to come on here and tell a lie or portray myself something I'm not. I'm never going to tell you to use something that I haven't first partaken in utilize. My son was telling me that yesterday he came down and visited his mom and came back and saw me. And he said, I know when you tell me something. He said he wasn't, because he lived in Georgia. So he told me that the lady at the bottom of the store stopped him while he was getting ready to purchase and said to him, somebody is talking to you. You have the things you come in purchasing. And he started laughing. He said, it's my dad. My dad is like a real health freak. And so he's really into herbs and blah, blah, blah. And she, because women recognize when you've been trained. When you've been taught how to walk in your masculine energy. And things that my sons did, I tell them quick, just like my spiritual dad, that you got too much bitch. That's not how men operate or think. And let me explain something to y'all about masculine energy. He can still be fucking men and be masculine. Because it's not about what he does, it's about his energy. I'm just being honest with you. You still ain't gonna walk over him because he lay down with a man. You still not gonna take over his apartment, his condo, his house, or his business. Because he tapped into masculine energy. And he's gonna automatically go to the defense. That energy he got, you're gonna have to outdo that energy. You're gonna be after, as they say in the old day, you're gonna have to show me, you more man than me. That's why our African tradition never cared about your sleep, who you sleep with. Cause when a war come, you boot up. Not in the bedroom. You boot up to make sure that you can defend your turf. And you willing to die for that. That's why the scripture said a man or the bridegroom died for the church. Masculine energy gonna go all in for his or hers. But we talking about men. I'm just explaining to you, it's not the attire that men wore that made them masculine. It has nothing to do with that. White men with the big trucks and all, they compensating for the lack of their testosterone, the lack of their energy, the lack of their enlightenment. That's why all the underhanded stuff got to go on. And you think that's where men need to manifest. You will work, if you were a real man and conjure, you will work with the harmony of nature and the universe. And you will become enlightened. You will become logical. Your critical thinking will be astounding. You will be able to count up the cost in any given situation. You will be able to break it down to the lowest common denominator. What's up, my Pisces goddess? Do you notice no matter what and when you come on my live, or if you catch me on my live, you always got something that helps you develop as a man or woman? Because that's masculine energy. I don't care how complicated a subject matter is. I know how to break it down where I can feed you what you need where you at. That's masculine energy. It's not your attire. That's why men wore skirts and they were still men. Their attire and how they adorn themselves, because the average woman, if she actually saw Shango in his attire, he ain't got on pants. And the reason why you see other cultures, Jamaican men, and that they are well endowed, because of their testosterone, the things they eat. You a little dick because of all the foods that you digest. Because the penis of the phallus is a muscle. And you're taking all these unnatural things, trying to get buff, and it goes against your chromosome. You cannot beat a black man in the array of his melanin, his sexiness. That's why Shango or ATRS, you can use masculine energy for love work, because it's going to attract feminine energy. I'm going to say it again. It's going to attract chaos energy. Gumbo says, gratitude for this live. This is real magic. I'm not gonna come on here and preach teach what's popular, because at the end of the day, you get all them likes, you spreading lies. Our melanated people, we need the truth, whether they adhere to it, whether they support me or not. I'm not gonna come on social media, waste my time or your time telling you a bunch of lies. It's energy. It always was, it always will be. Even crystals got masculine energy, feminine energy. And depending on what you're trying to manifest, and this is why I'm trying to get my melanated brothers to start tapping into. And you will see the response of chaos energy in women and support. Because guess what? Every woman does not, on my platform, does not like or agree with what I always say. But they have a deep respect for my energy. Because depending on how developed she is or receptive she is, she may receive that truth one way. But like Mother Susan will tell you, even when she disagrees with me, when she thinks I done missed the ball, and I asked her this, how many times you have to come back and tell me you were right? Initially, a fire element seems harsh. Initially. But it's giving you enlightenment where you're not looking at stuff a certain way. That alone gains women, especially aged women that have seen it, done it, and been there, have a respect. I'm younger. Women are going to test your masculine energy. And you should always be what? About ambition, action, and logic. You should always be about decision making and pursuing goals. You should always represent strength, assertiveness. Whether you poor, rich, educated, not educated, when you tapped in it, this is what's going to be displayed. And you would never worry about when people support me. When I say I'm gonna do something, I told this lady I would come get the crystal today. You know what I'm she knows me as a man of my word. When a man does not value his word, he'll tell you anything. But he's not tapped into his masculine energy, because I understand, and any man anywhere understands, your word is your bond. People, that lady, because of my son keeping his word, people will do stuff for you and their business because they know you good for it. These days, you think you disappointed in most brothers. I'm disappointed because a man that does not tap into his masculine energy, he's not going to care that he disappointed you. He don't care who you is. It says assertiveness and pursuing goals. I hate to disappoint. I told you all about when Chloe had called me, I forgot, and I had to go up there and get cakes for the Rishas. Let me tell you something. I can tell you one thing, and you will learn this about me if you work with me. I bet if I fall short, I ain't over here doing bullshit. I'm gonna say that again. If I fall short, and my makeup game is strong, but if I do fall short, I bet I wasn't wasting your time or miss Chloe's recital because of bullshit. I was still handling business, and a woman gonna always respect that. You're not out here fucking off. You ain't out here wasting time or wasting money. These men are buy some jewelry, a car, for the outward look. Why you think all these men in ATRS are trying to get titles? Because they want a label that represents power instead of being power. You don't have to be stronger, wiser than your woman. She needs to trust you when she support and stand behind you. The reason why you got all these self-hating ass women on social media, because bruh, you dropped the ball. And you don't care that you dropped the ball. If you were tapped into your masculine energy, you would care. When women call you out on your bullshit, you know what you would do? You would develop and get better. Now one of my exes, I got 3 baby mamas. They always see progress. Whether you started with me when I was 19, whether you got some dick when you was 25, whether you got beat down in your gut when I was 30, every one of those women that can see the progress and the evolution of me, and because that's what masculine energy gonna do. And instead of me looking older, I'm looking younger. Because when you walk in your arche, your testosterone is your strength. Why do you need strength when you ain't providing for nobody? Why you need why do you ain't per, trying to create protection? Why do you need somebody following you? I don't understand. You don't have no vision. You ain't got no goals. You ain't pursuing them. You always got to be encouraged. All your fucking encouragement come from within. And everybody else add to when they see results. You want people to support a business for you to sit on your ass. You ain't no different than the pastors. It's always work to be done. As much as we behind the ball in this country because of systematic racism, what the fuck are you sitting on your ass for? Why did you come up with another invention to make life easier for melanated people? You have 500 fucking years. Why aren't you stronger? Why aren't you wiser? Why aren't you teaching the young men how to utilize their strength? You too busy talking about getting high and taking alcohol and grabbing on your dick that don't even get hard. It's like the Bible, it's lukewarm. Because that's your interest. But masculine energy gonna always provide, it's gonna always protect. And you ain't gonna agree with masculine energy because you feminine energy. You're supposed to blend. That if you ever fool with me, I believe in the unity. I ain't got time to tell no lies. If you don't support, oh well. God gonna make a way. I asked Mother Susan, I always tell her, I don't know when, I don't know how, but God gonna make a way. Because my energy is gonna make room for me. My energy is gonna provide for me. Because I'm a provider. My spirits are providers. And I'm not going to no grave of a man that was not a provider and a protector. Because if he didn't do it in life, he ain't going to do it in death. With my father, I was on the other side of the cemetery. My father got out of his grave and comes to see about his son. I'm going to say that again. My father got out of his grave. I was on the other side in pain in my legs. And my father moved that because I'm his son. I'm representing his energy, frequency, and vibration ancestrally. When a man does not take an initiative to provide and protect from in life, he ain't gonna do that in the grave. If he was selfish when he was living, he gonna be selfish when he on the other side. I'm very fortunate. And guess what? Masculine energy gonna always respect other masculine energy. They're gonna learn from that masculine energy. Whatever form that it takes, whatever shape that it takes. But all of this, when it comes down to the ATRs, if you're not learning this, you dealing with bullshit. A put on, a entertainment. Because both of this energy, like feminine energy is all about work, masculine energy is all about work. Because that's what you came here to do. Whatever your destiny is, it's still work. And when somebody is trying to avoid work, that's why people have respect for me. I'm talking about even people that don't like me. Because I stand in my energy. I tell them, you ain't got to like me, but you will respect me. So my mother also saying what that means. I said, when it comes down to my anointing, oh, you'll respect me because I beat your motherfucking ass. That's what I mean. Because you respect this force. You can dislike me all day long and not care for my presence. But I will push your energy down to the ground. I'll make you respect me. Because it's all about energy. Ain't about a bitch liking you. When you operate in your energy, you ain't gotta like me. Your doctors, Lord, my doctor, my hematologist, just like I got the other hematologists together, I'm gonna get their ass together. It's all about energy. They ain't gotta like you. I don't go around trying to change people's mind and feelings about me. I work on my energy. I work on my energy. And if I'm vibrating higher than you, your ass gonna come subject. Plain punk. What's up, my Renee? My 69. Sir Lickum. So I'm really looking for a change. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get this other crystal so I can develop my energy. And manifest, provide, and make a way for melanated people that resonate with me. If you want to know what this channel is all about, thank you for the like. This is what you at work. Don't let me make you wet at work. Every time you turn around, you should be able to provide something to make your world better and the people that you claim to love. And they ain't gonna do much respect you even more. My sister, cause Mother Sue's the only person I think in here from my church. My biological sister told her, I love my brother, but it's what he do make me respect him. Your mama can love you all day long. Don't mean she respect you. And when you let her manipulate you to do X, Y, Z, she ain't gonna respect you. Cause she know it ain't proper. And if you were tapped into your masculine energy, you would be directing, not being directed. Y'all confuse a woman that love you as she respect you. Your wife can love you, but don't have no respect for you. The people on your job, the women on your job, they can like you as a person, but ain't got absolutely no respect for you. You the last one to get to the front of the line. But you want somebody to follow you, adhere to what you saying at your ragged ass mouth. I can still go down and get the crystal, take care of business, and get some ads if I so choose. But I'm gonna handle business. And you're gonna know it by the works that I do. You can fuck around and find out. And judge the book by whatever cover you want to. But at the end of the day, I walk in mine. In Ifa, no, I ain't in Ifa. In voodoo, Haitian voodoo, Palo, Conjure, Obia. I look at all these people. Oh, you ain't practicing their religion. Look at your fucking life. Look at your manifestation, bruh. Jay-Z is manifesting pretty goddamn well as a black man in America. P. Diddy manifesting pretty goddamn. You, bro, can't talk to me. I got people in my family I can get better masculine energy advice from. Y'all, instead of you learning and developing so your energy can grow, and you can attract more and more and more, you out here buying gold chains, and then your homeboy fucking from behind holding your gold chain like a dog chain. Play them games with somebody else. If you want to learn conjure, we got a class that I got to get done. Either it's gonna be Friday because I contacted people that already listed. It's $175. Some of y'all be looking at them men in Timberlands and don't know it. They got their legs further in the air with them same Timberlands and getting bust down. They getting their inside rearranged. Ain't their liver where their heart's supposed to be, their organs all over the place. That's aesthetics. It's masculine energy. Energy, period. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. He can be in a pink tutu and got more masculine energy than your dad in the Timberlands. Why I beat his back out. All right. Love y'all. I'll see y'all later. I gotta get down the road. God bless you.